Fuck your
We'll
life.
do that. Fuck your life. I mean, yeah, fuck my life. I mean, really, pretty much. All right, we're doing this.
Coronavirus.
We can't say that. You know, we can't write it. We can't put it in the description. We can't do anything.
Why do you think I'm becoming live from Raccoon City?
Hey guys, we are live. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Spectator Mode episode 56. And prop to beginning as always. So we're doing things a little differently. We're just going to do some witty banner real quick, talk about what we're going to talk about, roll our introduction, and then get down to business. So what are we talking about tonight, guys? Destiny 2, obviously.
Games.
Hades.
Destiny
We are
2,
talking about games, yeah.
Destiny 2, E3. What?
Read the good stuff. If you look down from me and you look at Karl, it says I'm not Bullet Club. Like, that's just, I'm not Bullet Club.
Oh God! All right, guys. You know what? With that, we're gonna roll. You know what? With that, I think we're changing the name of this week's podcast from Video Games and Four Crazy Guys to I Am Not Bullet Club. So
yeah,
thank you for that.
Bullet Club.
I'm not Bullet. Yeah,
I can't say I am either, so it's fine.
yeah, it's a fair. It's the truth. This makes us the most truthiest podcast there is because we're telling the truth. Are we Bullet Club?
Truthiest?
Truthiest.
All right.
Is that a
All
new
right.
word? All right, we're making up words now. We gotta do something. All right, guys. So welcome, Spectator Mode episode 56. I am Keith Mitchell. Next person, that's you, Matt. You're next.
That's me. That's right. I'm technically not Bullet. I am not, and I'm not. Well, I'm not. Who am I not? I'm not.
We
everyone
don't
else
know
here.
who you are. How's that? You don't know who the hell you are.
I'm just the crazy guy who talks and rambles about so many games and deep conversations should avoid me. Below me is the former Bullet Club member, Karl.
I'm not Bullet Club Karl.
I'm not Bullet Club.
Or if you watch Sonic the Hedgehog, just don't call him Crazy Karl.
Crazy Karl.
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
yeah.
I am very observant, Karl. And I got better drawing skills than that guy, and I didn't create Sonic. But
Sonic is amazing. It's so
but hey, I thought this week's background being Raccoon City is quite appropriate considering the way the world is going right now.
Yeah, everything is.
Yeah.
Can we just cancel 2020 and just go straight to 2020?
You know how many people have said that? So many people have
Just
said
hit up
that.
a soft reset. I think we're good.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome if we totally could.
Give it another shot.
Can we reset this like a game of Fire Emblem?
Oh God, yeah. Oh wait, and I guess to the bottom, this direction. That's Robin's.
Almost
Rob
got it.
moved this week.
I am
He moved. He
Rob,
got my own
aka
spot.
also not Bullet Club,
Yes.
and I don't know what that means because I don't watch wrestling.
Get out of here!
Oh God.
Everybody should watch wrestling. It's hilarious when they put on shows in front of nobody. Literally nobody.
Dang.
Oh God.
Anywho, so last week we kind of missed the games we were playing, so let's try and do that in an orderly fashion and try and keep it under 20 minutes. Karl, you're first.
Under 20
God.
minutes, he says. No, my one's actually nice and quick this week. After our conversation last time of franchises that deserve to have a sequel or something, and I brought up Sleeping Dogs, guess what I've spent the last week playing?
Grand Theft
Sleeping
Auto.
Dogs.
I love that game.
I played my way through. I played my way through Grand Theft Auto 4, 5, and now I played Sleeping Dogs. My fiance has been watching me play through these, and she's like, "I really like Sleeping Dogs. It has a better story than most of the Grand Theft Autos combined."
Are there actually sleeping dogs in that game?
No.
No,
There's not a single
Fraud.
dog that sleeps.
Fraud.
there are no.
Unacceptable.
The thing is, there's no sleeping dogs, and there's no actual dogs in that game either.
No, there isn't.
So
There's no dogs. What?
No.
there's
The game
no
is-
dogs in the game called Sleeping Dogs. You know,
No,
just like
That game
It's
really
like,
does a sequel or something. It's a phenomenal game. I can't. It's a sleeper hit. That much we can admit.
oh yeah, and it was well worth playing through again. I even played through all the DLC, like Nightmare at North Point, and all that.
Oh, you did the Kung Fu
Well,
Island
which is-
yet?
I'm doing that next, actually.
Okay. I love Kung
I'm
Fu.
about to do the Zodiac tournament, which is the
Yeah.
tournament DLC. And yeah, like it's been fun playing through that again, especially like with my rudimentary understanding of Cantonese. So it's just the amount of swearing that is done in Cantonese.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Poke guy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing. Otherwise, I've been trying to get this piece of junk up and working still. You know,
What is that?
Is that a Genesis?
What is that?
That is a Sega Mega Drive 2. Otherwise,
Mega Drive 2. Okay, I don't
The
like
Sega Genesis Mega Drive 32X Sega CD.
This
32X
is or the Genesis Model 2 for you Americans. I've been having issues with the AV out on this, and we've tried sort of giving all of the plugs a bit of a clean and just having a good look at the motherboard and everything else.
Wait, so your AV out, piece the hell out. That's awesome.
Well, not so much. It's just not displaying properly. I think it's actually the cable because it was composite video out instead of the standard AVs.
And you said it was a hell of a time trying to find one of those as well, so that sucks.
Yeah, well, considering I got this one for $10 and it hasn't really it works. Like it reads cartridges, it powers on properly. I've just got to work out what this issue is with the AV, and it'll be up and running. Worst comes to worst, I pull the AV plug out of the back of it and direct wire the cables. Technology. Hey, you got a soldering gun, you can do a lot of shit.
This is true. What else you been doing? That's it?
That's it, man. Sleeping dogs and trying to get consoles to work.
Ooh.
Go for it, Matt. You next.
All right, I have been playing a new update of Hades. Get more details on it. Love it. Playing obviously my favorite phone game, Brawl Stars.
Are they sponsoring you? This is the second time you talked about this.
No, if they were sponsoring me, I would have a t-shirt that says I'm sponsored by Brawl Stars. I would actually wear that if I could. I love the game.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Hashtag not sponsored. Yeah, I've also been playing a lot of Devil May Cry 5. Just love the game mechanically and everything. It's my favorite action game. And I've also been trying to play Darksiders 3. And I'm thinking about doing a playthrough of the entire Darksiders series and do my my essay thinking about how it as an action game changed and evolved. Like people say 2 is great, people say 1's great, some people say 3 is the best. I think 3
is the best.
I consider 3 the clunkiest in my opinion because I hate because I really do. The perfect dodge is phenomenal. I like that mechanic. I hate the fact that on a button mapping situation, like it's too much. I don't like it compared to other action games that have similar controls. Like even God of War plays smoother than that. The new God of War, not the old ones.
We can't compare God of War to Darksiders. It's just not fair.
In an action sense, I can. Yeah, how action.
Well, you compare the old God of War. You can't compare the newest one to.
Yeah, even old God of War is a masterpiece. It's Devil May Cry good. You can't compare that.
Yeah.
All right, I'll let that one slide.
Come on, you really don't think God of War, Uno, Dos, at least 1 and 2 are masterpieces?
1 and 2, okay.
3 is
There's been a bunch of God of Wars that needed some help. How about that?
I'll leave it.
I'll leave it
at
that. The PSP.
Yeah. Let's not talk about those games. Carry on.
Yeah, and that's about it. I think the last phone game been playing is Mana Strike GG. Mana Strike, it's all right. I think I might slightly quit that game because the meta's not good. It's like the strongest thing in the game so far is Blue Black. It is a Blue Black Planeswalker who has like the most health, does the most things, just too much.
It's a magic game. Blue and black.
The
The second you said blue and black, it's like, oh, it's magic. Got it.
Yeah, it's a
Magic the Gathering, Blue Black, so counter spells and pulling stuff out of your graveyard to resummon.
Yeah, basically, it's like you never die. Why is this happening to me now?
Oh God!
You never die, and you don't allow anybody else to play anything ever.
Basically, the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
What else you got? That's it.
Yeah, that's all I've been playing. I mean, unless you want to hear about me trying to like get. Oh, I played some Kunai. I got further in Kunai.
You haven't beaten that game yet?
No, I've been busy playing Devil May Cry, writing down the mechanics.
No.
This?
Play Kunai. Play it all the way through. The game is like 3 hours max. Just play it all the way through.
Let me check how far I'm into it. Let me be serious.
If you tell me where you're at, I can tell how far you are. That's how much I played that game.
I just beat the pirate chef. This pirate ship.
The first time or the second time?
First time.
Okay, so you're still in the beginning.
Yeah. I beat him. I knocked him off the ship. My thing crashed.
I love that one because he's
Yes.
like, "Oh no," and he's running,
Yeah,
and you touch him
You
once,
bo-
and he goes flying out.
exactly. Yeah, beat him there. Found the new base. I guess I have to find a way to power it up, and that's it.
Yeah, you're about. If we were going 1 to 10, you're about 3.
Yeah. So I'll sit down and beat it through, I guess. I've also played. Oh, I forgot also another because I don't consider it as much. I've been playing a lot of Children of Morta. I unlocked Jake, and that's
I gave
about
up
it.
on that game.
You gave up.
And I kickstarted too. I was like,
You know
this
the
is
problem
not-
with that game is? It's insanely. It feels bad how repetitive it is. The
Yes.
story is great. It just repetitive feels bad because you don't feel like you're winning.
It's not what they originally said the game was going to be. So I was like, here's my money, thank you.
Dang.
I'll grow. One of these days I'll stop kickstarting things, but we'll see.
That'll be that.
What you got, Rob?
Yeah, so mine's going to be kind of short because I honestly have been playing 2 games, one of which I can't even talk about. So obviously I'm playing one game that I'm enjoying a lot that we'll be hearing probably a lot about next week.
Resident
Oh,
Evil
dude,
2?
you've been playing Soccer War Ascension.
No, he's
Yes,
playing Resident Evil 2.
Yes, that's exactly correct.
Yeah,
no,
I knew. He loves waifu.
yeah, you can tell. The barren wall behind me. But no, I've been playing a lot of that, and then I've been playing a lot of Destiny too. Obviously because Season of the Worthy came out this week. So I've been trying to get into that. And I mean, I don't know if you plan to talk about it more in depth, Keith, but just in general, I haven't been playing it as much for a reason. And I mean, I still like the PvP stuff. Like my favorite parts of the game are still there, and I still enjoy playing it. But some of the bounty stuff, the PvE stuff, I'm just not really having a good time with.
It's too grindy. It's way too grindy.
It's padded. It's just padded content because.
Well, it's not even that because like last season they had a very similar idea where with the sundial, where you had to go through, you upgrade the different sundials so you can get more fractaline, you donate it to the thing, and then like I was supposed to symbol the return of trials and stuff. All that was really cool, and like not only that, like the loot pool was really good too. Like for the most part, all those new weapons and stuff, there were a ton more compared to this season, and they were also pretty good. And now I just kind of like I have no reason to try and get these guns that don't even seem that good because they changed like the perk rolls and everything.
Yeah.
So you can't have quote unquote god rolls anymore. And like I don't know. I just like in general, like the Seraph Tower stuff, it's fine. It's like too hard, and
It's
like,
easy. You just gotta have people to know. I was surprised we did it last night, and the people that were doing it just had no idea because that was like the second time I've ever felt that event.
Well, that's the thing, because like I think it's easy if you bring in 5 people with you. You know what I mean? Because it's like the way that they have it set it up now, it's completely different from last season. Whereas like Vex Offensive was a 5 or 6 player fire team that match makes to the lobby and goes in.
And you had
Sundial was the exact same thing. Yeah, exactly.
The problem with this one is, and you know what, we'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it later. I don't want to go into it right now.
Okay. I wasn't sure if we were doing the in-depth now.
Yeah, because if we do, we'll just keep going. We'll talk about it later.
Just hear me complain about the game. Like my pain to season 2 the Destiny, and I only played like 4 hours. I just feel very padded. I feel like this is a stretched out spaghetti noodle for no reason.
Yeah. What else you got, Rob? I mean, you beat Resident Evil 2 yet? I gave you a pass last week.
Man. Because of that other game that I can't talk about yet. I haven't put time into anything else.
You love Soccer War tensions, okay? It's okay.
So much mass destruction.
Right.
It's fine,
Yeah.
but you have to beat it. You have to beat it before you play Cyberpunk. Is that fair?
Well, yes, I think that's fair. But also, like, if I'm going to review it, I want to put as much time as I can into it and try to get through as much of it as possible. So I know you can't say what game
I know you can't say what game you've been playing, but if people listen to last week's podcast,
I think we've already inferred enough. Yeah.
Are you enjoying it?
Oh yeah, I'm having a great time with it. Don't get me wrong, and I'll elaborate about that more, next week. But yeah, I mean, for now, it's just like it's been those two. And that's it. I'm just trying to focus on that so that I can.
Embargo is next week, is it? Yeah, they moved it. What was it before?
So it was next Monday previously,
they changed it to Tuesday,
and now they changed it to Tuesday.
One more day, guys.
One more.
That was stupid as all hell. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, for me, as you can tell between our conversations, I played a lot of Destiny 2. I didn't play much last season. I'm invested in playing more this season. I want to get ready for trials. Rob and I played some PvP last night. I think we did pretty good until we ran into that those stacks.
Oh yeah. But that was
Those stacks
Clash.
were
I was
fun.
like, I wasn't worried about it because it's like I need to do one to get this bounty done, and then I'm good. And then we just dipped.
So that, and I've been going around playing a bunch of older games, like Run It from the Ashes. Started playing that again because that's one of my favorite games of the past year or so. Mainly though, I actually been playing with tech. Can I talk? You know what? It's not a game, but so we went to PAX East 2020, and I got a chance to go talk to IO Gear, and they had a device called the Keymander 2, which is a follow-up to the original Keymander, which lets you use a keyboard and mouse on your console. So PS3, PS4, Xbox One, Xbox 360, and Nintendo Switch. It also lets you use like an Xbox One controller on your Switch and a Switch controller on your PS4. So it does that. So I've been playing with that the last couple of days because they sent one over and I got it Wednesday. So that was cool. So thank you, IO Gear, for that. It is a pain to set up if you're using it on the Xbox, but once you get it set up, it works really good. Review coming soon. I actually have a video review talking about it and also a written review. I will also say this. This is not me being elitist whatsoever. I feel for my console brethren. I played Destiny 2 on the Xbox One X, and holy shit, that is bad. 30 frames per second is terrible in Destiny. Oh my god. That's just I can't do it. I was sitting there. I was like, I'm gonna do it, and then I was like, nah, I can't do this.
30 frames. Can't do the old 3.0, huh?
Is it locked to 30 frames?
Yes.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't do it. I literally cannot do it. And then if you play 4K and HDR kicks in, oh baby, it gets worse.
Chuggy chug.
That was terrible. But the Keymander 2 works great. If you're thinking about it, I definitely recommend it. There's been a couple people that asked me on a video I did an unboxing a week ago. It works great, guys. There is no delay. It is a pain in the ass to set up and configure, but once you set it up and you get your profiles down, it's great. I was trying to think what other games I played. No, I haven't played anything other than that in the Keymander.
I'm surprised you didn't jump on the Hades update. Unless, do you have Hades?
I don't have it yet.
Oh my lord! You should have got it during the winter sales, $20.
I should have. Yeah, I'm stupid. But I have so many things to do, and I'm just another day in the life.
In the life of the.
All right, so you know what? Let's talk about the Destiny 2 stuff because that'd be really quick. Austin's not here, so you won't hear much of Destiny 2. So as you heard, Rob and I have been playing it. Rob is kind of conflicted on what he thinks about the game so far, as far as the PvE, and I agree. So getting back to what you were saying, Rob, I think the problem with that is a lot of the content is gated behind the boundaries or the bounties. And when you do the Seraph Towers or however you pronounce that crap, people are doing the bounties and not doing anything else. Doing that objective is an afterthought. Oh, if I did this, great, but I'm only here for the bounties.
That's the thing about the Seraph Towers. Like, the main problem with it is that even if you get away from the difficulty of it itself, whether it has a massive amount of enemies or whatever, like whether people are jumping in or not, what's the point of doing it, right? Because the question is, like, whether you want to even bother trying to do the Seraph Tower events when you can just grab bounties and go to Crucible or something like that. There's no reason to do the Seraph Towers at all because you get less of the currency. You get less of the Warmind bits, and even if you have a chipset to get whatever the next chest is, like,
well, if you successfully do it, you get decent gear, but that's the thing, you gotta successfully do it, and it's not worth doing it for the Warmind bits because you get like anywhere you get less than 10, unless you have a perk that increases the drop. So
it's terrible. There's no point in doing it there.
Doing it for gear is useless. The only thing right now to get good gear in Destiny 2 is if you do Crucible, if you do comp, because every time you go up a level in comp, you get gear. The strikes, you might get lucky. The prime emblems, you might get lucky. And that's it, because Shaxx ain't giving you shit. Shaxx ain't giving you nothing worthwhile.
Yeah, you just cannibalize all that stuff into your current gear. There's no.
Yep.
So what would you recommend to somebody like myself who hasn't touched this in a long time and practically has to start from scratch?
Well, if you're in that position, there's a ton of stuff for you to still do. If you want to go,
good stuff that you can still do. Yeah,
you can still go through all the old seasons and go past all your content. Like if you jump in Forsaken is still amazing. It's still one of the best experiences so far. Do Forsaken and enjoy it. There's no problem with that. And even though we're griping about this season, there's still a lot of stuff in it that's worthwhile. And it's a catch-up system. So you're coming in, you're going to get a lot of good gear to catch you up really fast. Because especially with the season pass, if you just jump in, it gives you 960 gear from the jump.
Yeah.
So you're fine. When you first start, if you've never played and you first start, you're put on the same level as everybody else.
Yeah.
It's like Warcraft easy catch up.
It also helps that like a lot of the competitive multiplayer in Crucible, there's no level advantage. So even if you have shit guns or whatever, like
I disagree. There is no level advantage, but if you can do raids and get those badass weapons and then
you better off people.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, perks are a different thing, because it's like power level itself is fine. Like
power level is useless in PvP.
Yeah. But I mean, perks and stuff will obviously give you an advantage, but that's for every player and every gun, regardless of however many perks your gun may have, whatever. At least at that point, you can hop into Crucible and not be scared of it. You know what I mean? It's not like you feel like, oh, I'm powerless because I just started. Why would I even bother?
Yeah, you should never. Yeah. If for those listening to this and for those who've never played Destiny and are thinking about it and jumping into PvP, you should never feel that way. There are people that play nothing but Crucible all day, and they're good. Trust me, we get sniped by those people all the freaking time. You peek around the corner, oh, hey, I got a Beloved or I got a Revoker. You just poke your head out once and you're dead. It's like, wait, how did you even see me? So don't be afraid to die because that's part of the game. You spawn right back in, you go right back in. And don't be afraid to fight people that are higher level than you because Crucible is level ground outside of certain weapons unless you're really bad. And even then, it rewards you for doing bad. Don't do comp, though. No. Stay away from comp. Comp will kick your ass. I'm looking forward to Trials. We haven't done it yet because Trials, there is no matchmaking. You have to have a team of 3. And that makes sense because you need to know the person you're playing with. You got to stay in communication. So voice communication is a must. You must know strategy. You must know map placement. So, yeah.
I mean, that's common in competitive games. But my current beef with like Destiny in the latest season, because I only played 4 hours of it, I just gave up. I felt like the content feels more padded. It doesn't have unless you're gonna, like I said, play for PvP, which is the strong point of Destiny in my opinion. It's like the strongest core right now. The PvE content is like, guys, it's I say it butts. It's pretty butts. If you haven't done it before, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
But if you're at this level, it's butts.
It's the same thing that Warcraft had issues with and probably still does. I don't know. I haven't played a game in years.
It still does.
They haven't introduced any new. I mean, there's a couple new fire strikes you can do, but I guess because I've never played them before, they're new. They rotate out. They could have added more fire strikes for people that are single player. But I feel they're running to the issue where Warcraft did, where they're trying to focus on things to keep everybody involved instead of giving you a single player experience, and that's not the thing to go. I don't do multiplayer outside of Crucible. I've never run I take it back. I ran a Night Strike by myself, trying to beat it by myself. But I've never done a raid. I've not done anything with multiple people outside of matchmaking. So a lot of that content is still off limits to me. But if they listen, at least Bungie listens. At least they're listening.
My thing about it to me is like I felt like, this is my opinion, is that this season they should have purely focused on balancing and give PvE experience so people can grind towards something, and then next season is all PvP stuff. Like they should probably rotate, and that's my opinion. They should do.
They did balance. They nerfed One-Eye Mask. They balanced.
Yeah. No. I'm talking about more people, like more things to do in PvP besides teabag a guy and go woo.
No. I mean PvP. I think it's fine. It could be better. It could be better.
It's not the PvP of yore, so it's balanced.
I mean, it never will be. When you
balanced, quotation marks.
Name one game that is completely balanced, and I will give you a game that's broken.
Basically, I can actually argue this because I play fighting games.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Virtua Fighter 4 Evo is considered one of the more balanced fighting games of existence,
and it's also dead.
Still, it's still highly played. Vampire Savior, S Super Turbo, Grand Blue Fantasy.
I've been hearing a lot of issues with Grand Blue.
That's because people actually don't know what they're doing. I'm being quite serious. That's a fact.
I actually want to pick that up on PC. I heard the PC port is good.
Yeah. What else is currently King of Fighters 3rd Samurai Showdown? It's very balanced.
I will say that is a very balanced game. I haven't played some of that. I will say SNK did a good job with that.
King of Fighters 13 and 14.
14? Yeah.
It's not everyone's favorite, but it's
no.
balanced. Only because
I still play fighting games. I just don't play them as much.
Yeah.
Like
That's what I can actually. Yeah, fighting games. This game is pretty balanced, but I think that PvP for Destiny in the realm of Destiny, it is balanced, and I use that because it's like it. For every gun that eviscerates you, there's a slight counter way not to get eviscerated.
Unless you're talking hand cannons, then or sniper rifles. Then
yeah.
I will say though, one of the biggest changes to Destiny 2 right now is the fact that the meta has changed and auto rifles are back.
I was going to say they're actually
freaking way.
They're definitely taking steps in a way where it's becoming more balanced. I mean, for one thing, auto rifles are yes, they're back. Like absolutely. Like prior to Season of the Worthy, nobody used auto rifles in PvP. Period. Nope. Whether you were a casual or a competitive player, like there was no point because
they're fun now.
They are fun. They always were fun. That's the thing because the DPS for auto rifles were so bad previous to this last season that even if you had something like Hard Light, which was at the end of last season really good, it still was just not that good in comparison to any other gun that you could use because auto rifles, damage-wise, just weren't worth using. Nope. Even if you had really good stability perks and you got the stability catalyst for Hard Light, like it was a very solid gun and it had no damage fall off, so you could be as far back as you want, but it still just wasn't as good as any other scout rifle or hand cannon that you could get or any sniper that you could get to use. Whereas like now it's like auto rifles have that damage buff now, and you pair that with the perks that they already had, which are all still really good. It's just the fact that they weren't strong enough to compete with any other weapons. Now they have these perks that are actually in service to making the guns better, so that it's actually worth using compared to before where they were just weak regardless of whatever perk roll or god roll you had.
So I will say I'm getting very tired of Hard Light. I'm getting very tired of that gun now.
Yeah, but I mean, I like using mine, so...
No, I love it. It's an exotic, and I have to use another weapon. So I actually have my arc light that I got last season, and it has really good perks. So it has triple tap and outlaw on it. So I'm never getting rid of that weapon. Never. I will stay with that.
That's all I can say.
It probably will. I mean, they killed Breakneck. Breakneck would have been great. Would have been amazing. Would have been great for this, but it's dead.
Yeah,
but I mean, sure. I don't want to sit here and talk Destiny 2 all day because we should have Austin just have her own. What is IGN's Destiny podcast?
I think it's Fireteam Chat.
Yeah, we should do our own. Yeah. We should do our own one day. But yeah, so Destiny 2 isn't a good place right now. PvP could be better. Trials of Osiris is back. We have to try that out. But so far, we're having fun. Karl, you changed your background again. I saw that.
Oh my god, dynamite!
I totally saw that.
Yeah, I was like, wait a sec, what's going on here, mate?
But all right, so anything else to add to Destiny there, Rob?
No, I don't think so. I mean, we touched on the PvE stuff. I'm still happy with what they're doing with PvP, so I have no problem there. But
that's where I'm focusing on.
Yeah.
Well, I'm eating a piece of chocolate, so keep talking for another couple seconds.
Let's talk about how we should all nerf Hunter into the ground. Let's talk about that.
All right, that's
let's just take them and throw them off a cliff and just praise Warlocks.
I think they could use some special ability nerfs, specifically supers, because I don't want to focus on any of their other abilities. Like throwing knives and stuff, I think are fine.
Yeah, I'm tired of fucking dodge. No, I'm tired of dodge, especially with you get a piece of armor that you dodge and it increases your accuracy and your power and your speed.
It's kind of nuts.
Then you pop spectral blades and it's like, I'm dead.
Yeah,
you just literally put your hands up and just pray. Like
spectral blades is insane.
When I see somebody pop spectral blades in front of me and I don't have anything to kill, I'm like, you know what? Kill me.
Yeah, you just kind of accept it, right? Because it's literally like the hit detection for that super is better than a warlock.
Yep.
Like, how does that make sense? A warlock should be a mage-based range powerhouse. Like, and then if you're not using like I don't know, like the fire or the like the lightning based one, if you're playing
even still it doesn't have a lot of range.
I know.
Yeah, it's horrible.
If you pop that one and a hunter pops golden gun's gonna rape you.
Yeah,
every time.
Every time. First,
Like let's put it this way. Everyone knows guns is better than magic. That's what pretty much Destiny taught me when I got murdered.
Destiny 2 said it was space magic. Stop that nonsense.
Oh, I'm sorry. Space magic. Because we need space Jeebus.
Yeah, we should say this for our Destiny podcast. We're going to move on from Destiny.
New
All right,
topic.
so,
you guys, now I know what it's like when me and Matt start talking wrestling. I have no fucking clue what any of you guys
you don't know
about.
You don't know anything about
I'm
that
like,
topic.
I might as well go get a drink, have some lunch.
But you know something. But you know something about this topic. So, wait, where'd you go, Matt? What the hell did you go? Where the hell did you go?
Oh, cool! I'm over here now. Oh, no, just kidding.
He's having connection issues. Matt's having connection issues. So, did he break something, Matt?
They're onto him. They know what's going on.
Something happened. So I won't change the skin. I'll leave it there the way it is for now until he gets back in here. Actually, I will change it.
Yes.
Matt, what did you do? Oh, God.
Segmented.
See, this is what happens when you do live podcasts. Shit just breaks.
Live TV, ladies and gentlemen.
Anyway,
kids, children, or video games.
When he's trying to fix his stuff, well, there he is. Matt, what did you do?
It's in chat.
He broke it.
He did break it.
Yeah, just check private chat.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
So
I don't know how that affects your ability to stream, but yeah.
Like, you want to see that running through? So.
No, we're good.
Exactly.
All right. Anyway.
All right, so damn it, now I gotta change the timestamp. I was so good to go. Where are we at? 31:20.
31.
So this is everybody's favorite topic because some people in this room hate the convention. Some people just want it to evolve. We're talking about E3, and yes, the coronavirus, the bear virus, COVID-19 has killed it alongside many other gaming conventions of this year. But the talk is now that E3 may not come back.
Finally.
Negative Nancy's. That's you and Karl, Matt. Go ahead.
No. But it's like, come on. You were unsuccessful 5+ years. We had to wait till a disease for you guys to realize you suck at your job. I mean, that's like Scott Schneider of Batman. His daughter had to die for him to realize he was bad at making movies. That's how long it took. And this is not a knock on like Scott Snyder movies or his family, but that's how long. If it takes someone that critical to realize you're bad at your job, that says something. But E3 is a legacy. I respect it for what it was. But memories as a kid, it didn't evolve properly. It didn't do anything it should have been doing. And if it doesn't come back, whatever. If it comes back, I pray it learns from his lessons. If it doesn't, I'll be like, well, I got my XX Direct. I got my PlayStation Play.
Well, they did say it's coming back, but right now, I mean, the topic is, should it come back?
No, God, no.
Yeah. Well, I'm curious what Matt's position are, the supposed plans of what the next E3 was going to be. I mean, how do you feel about the whole influencer-driven stuff? Like,
that seems bad. That seems like a bad idea.
I'm not cool with that.
Because that's essentially buying your spot. It seems it would turn what people accuse gaming media of being a marketing arm for the big companies or any other nerd.
Mace, you turned off your green screen. What happened, buddy?
It could be fucked.
I mean, let's put it this way: the Dynamite contract is over, payment's gone. But all seriousness, what happened was that if you have influence based, as even all popular those guys are, they would just like marketing shills to it, and it won't be authentic media. Like
we've already talked about how we feel about the industry going towards an all influencer industry, and
I don't like. I don't like it.
I don't like that. I will say. Yeah, I will say before you go in there, I was talking to a gentleman in Twitter, and they were like, "Why not just turn E3 into a giant festival, to a celebration of gaming?" And that makes perfect sense. Actually,
we already have that. It's called PAX.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah, that's true. But honestly,
I guess you're right. But like at the same time, I mean, the industry itself is already turning its head away from E3, right? Yeah. So it's like, if it does fundamentally change into something else, and it's doing that on purpose to become a celebration rather than a trade show, I mean, I guess. I don't necessarily agree with the whole influencer focus thing, but if it were to turn into something that's more of like a consumer fan based event, then like, who are we to complain if the big three are going to still decide to go and do their own conference around the same time anyway? I mean, I understand that there's a tradition behind E3 and what it's always meant to be for the games industry thus far, but like, in the end, I guess if everybody's still kind of doing their own thing anyway, and then they decide to turn it into just this big fan event, and it has nothing to do. I mean, I guess it doesn't really make sense to the name itself, but I mean, yeah, I could see it in the future swapping away from E3 and just becoming something that's completely consumer fronting, has very little, if any, media related events specific to them, and I guess that's kind of what they might have to do. It's just.
And it's
I don't think Sony's ever coming back. I think they're done.
There's something I don't really agree with that in some aspects, because it's like, perfect example is, and not to bring back comics, it's like DC getting rid of Vertigo only to make Black Label. You change your entire company to get rid of adult-oriented comics to make something for adult-rated comics. That seems like a bad decision. You started up as a media-based convention. Now you're just a standard convention. At that point, then you lost your identity as a company or something. That's the way I look at it.
That's the thing. Like, E3 used to be exactly what it was. It was a trade show. It was meant for your companies to come in and see what they were going to be buying over the next 12 months. It was there for the media to come in and get previews and get their connections for the next 12 months. And the second they started bringing the public in, it lost a lot of that. Like that uniqueness, its need, its drive of what it was. Now, people can, if you want previews, okay, wait for the next Nintendo Direct. You know, Sony has their own thing now. Pretty much, it all just came down to they just weren't needed in a digital marketplace.
Yes.
You know, unless you're an independent. But even then. I believe that PAX does a better job representing indie companies than E3 ever has.
100%, yes.
You know, and that's the thing. You know, not to blow smoke up PAX's ass, because we all end up going to one of them in one way or another. But they have their indie showcase, their indie space that they dedicate at least a quarter of the venue to independent developers is the reason why PAX is probably one of the better versions of what E3 can be with the public as a celebration of gaming, as a gaming convention. If E3 was to come back, it needs to come back as private. It needs to be media and buying, like retail sellers only.
And by that,
and shrink what you're doing. None of these big elaborate sets anymore. Go back to little booths where you might have one or two little setup things. Because if you're just going to do media and you're just going to do retailers, you're not going to need as much space. But at the end of the day, if a company wants to make a big hoopla about their upcoming games, they can do it online and do it a lot more successfully. Hell, again, Nintendo Directs. Absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, they're amazing. I think Nintendo
saw the writing on the wall and said, we need to go digital. We need to remove ourselves from E3, but do something in that same E3 timetable, just because that's when all the eyes of the gaming world are on a single place.
Right.
And I reckon if they want to keep it, either go private and bring it back to just retailers and media, or if companies just want to ditch E3 altogether, the time frame of E3 is when you'll get your Nintendo Direct, when you'll get your Ubisoft presentation, you'll get your Digital Devolver presentation, your Microsoft, your Sony. Have them all go, okay, we're going to dedicate a week in the middle of June or something just to put out our press releases, our big previews, and we'll work together as, you know, we'll take this time slot, you guys take that, etc., etc.
Yeah.
And by the way, as you discussed earlier, making it private smaller, much as you and I discussed, you know, wrestling, why New Japan is popular, because it has that it factor. It's hard to acquire. So people will like follow all of these journalistic sites like us or IGN or etc. to get those scoop of information for something that's not reviewed to the public. You create a buzz for it.
Yeah. You have a look at what we do when E3 comes around. We have pretty much everybody sitting in Discord. I'm going to miss Discord, and but the thing is, that doesn't have to change if they go to a completely digital landscape where they organize times where each company gets a chance to put out their wares through an online presentation of say an hour or half an hour or whatever. then we as media, we still get to sit there, watch these streams live, and go, okay, here's our news stories, and let's start pumping them out.
Yeah.
You can still do that in the digital marketplace. That's what we've been doing for the last couple of years. We just watch the E3 streams. It's just instead of having an E3 branding on them, everybody goes independent and decides to actually work as a cooperative unit for the first time in a million years and actually decide to put on stuff at certain times so that way the media can and even the general public can see what's going on. And save a lot of overhead by not having to lug out, a dozen friggin' units of the same game onto the show floor.
I mean,
it's the same idea from being
wait a second. Let Rob go. He's been trying to say something.
No, you're good. So,
no,
never.
Rob,
damn it!
All right, see you. No, I'm just kidding. So, in terms of that, I mean, I agree to some extent. I think the online model can absolutely work, but I mean, the thing is from like the perspective of stuff like indie games and a lot of stuff, because like indie games have a very hard time trying to break out into the industry in general. I mean, that's kind of a given, especially with any indie developer, whether you have a huge budget, you have a huge team, or the latter. If you have like only 2 people working on your game, that's an extreme example. But like the thing is that exposure for indie games are so hard. Even if they have a completely online only conference, like say the Xbox conference, they have their It at Xbox program. They'll showcase all these games and stuff that are part of the independent creators that are partnering with them or being showcased during their conference. Like the thing is that a lot of indie developers, they don't have like the time, money to build up like an E3 demo that we've seen in the past with AAA games, like the Uncharted demo, for example, starts at the beginning of an entire chapter and moves all the way through for the most part. Like indie developers don't really have the time or money to do that. So it's like, they come out with a trailer that could just be shots from the game every once in there. And a lot of the times, especially if it's an indie game, it's much harder to convince people to go and try that game or do a preview of that game, or just at least get the name of that game out there for people to try. Because like a lot of the times somebody might see that interested, and then if they find it on the show floor later, they'll go and try it or do a preview of it or what have you, whether you're media or you're just public in general. If they don't have that presence there, then a lot of the time somebody might see that trailer and then come home, forget about it, or just, stop watching the conference and be like, oh, what was that game? And then maybe you go back and find it like, okay. And then not think about it later on. Like, I just feel like the non-physical presence of them being there makes it harder for them to be found, which is, can be life or death for any indie developer or indie game. And so to that extent, I think the physical presence is going to harm at least indie developers, at least to some extent, I think, because it's just going to be harder for them.
I feel like indie developers know not to go to Big 3. They kind of have their own thing going on with the internet, as well as just using the pack systems. Because some indie developers are stuck within their region, like PAX East. You'll sometimes find Wedget Eye Games. I love Dave Gilbert. You'll find Francis Gonzalez. You'll find him there because he runs those point-click adventure games. PAX South has a lot of the. I think Keith, you remember this? The guys who made Witchbeam. Witchbeam is in PAX South. Or they came PAX East. I can't recall.
They came PAX East. I met them at PAX East.
So they came up here. So yeah, it's like they kind of have their own for that. I don't think E3 has never really kind of catered indies, and for them to change ideology for that would be pretty hard. Because again, they want the AAA people. That's what they're.
But
been doing.
we had this conversation before, and yeah, it is. E3 is about the AAA. It is. It totally is. That's the community. Oh, not community. I knew you would say something.
That's their appeal.
Yeah,
yeah. That's the thing. Like you're not wrong in your opinion in not having the physical space there and stuff like that. And there will be ID at Xbox. There still will be some indie focus in the PlayStation. Presses and all that type of stuff, and not having that physical presence straight afterwards might hurt an independent developer. But again, this is where PAX has stepped up and been that company that, or at least be that convention that represents the independent model a lot stronger than E3 ever has.
I will also say PAX has gotten bigger every year.
Oh yeah.
With the exception of maybe South, it could be a lot better. People don't really care too much for South. But it comes up at a bad time. But I will say Repop is a big reason for that. Repop is definitely a big reason for that because Repop also has, I think they also have, what is the other one? Not the CEX. What? They have another one. They have another gaming convention that's big in Europe, and
Yeah.
they've been basically taking that model and moving it over to this one.
You're talking about Gamescom?
No, not Gamescom. They have a
There's
there's a
CX
yeah,
something.
yeah.
I know. I remember what you're talking about, but I can't remember the name of it either.
Yeah, let me look it up. It's big over there. And I've been slowly watching them emulate that over here.
It's not CES.
CGX. EGX. EGX. EGX.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so they've been basically,
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, there's always going to be that independent presence in some of the large company presentations, and that's the way it's always been.
You know what PAX needs?
And it's only been a minuscule. It's like a 5-minute at most at these independent companies. So to be honest, they're not losing as much. But yeah, I can understand not having a show floor or something to work with is a lot harder. But then again, that's why we praise PAX, because they give them that show floor, and they give them a lot of that show floor.
Well, and part of that is because of the Indie Mega Booth. PAX always has the Indie Mega Booth, and it's always at their events. And that is a big focus of PAX. It's not an afterthought. Indie Mega Booth is like, this is your own section, guys, to do your own shit. And again, if you ever go to a PAX event and go to Indie Mega Booth, you may never leave.
Yeah.
So many,
but it's great. It's so many
because there are that many passionate developers out there. As soon as they see somebody walking by, if they don't have a controller or a keyboard in their hand, they're grabbing you and throwing you in front of their game and going, "Here, play this."
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to.
And I'll be honest. Like, the indie mega booth here in Australia has actually gotten bigger and bigger every year. It now spills over to over a third of the actual convention. It's knocked bigger companies' spaces down because they had to put more space in for the indie games.
I don't want to derail this, but the Indie Mega Booth is not specific to PAX. They're their own entity, and they go different places. They go to the GDC. They've been to a couple other events outside of PAX, but PAX always makes it an effort to bring them over to the events. They're everywhere.
Highlight them.
Yeah, they go everywhere.
Yeah.
But E3's canceled, and
yeah, look, to be honest, if it's gone and it doesn't return, there's always going to be other ways. Look at it, all the companies that had to drop out suddenly because of what's going on in the world. Digital Evolver was one of the first ones to go, okay, we're not doing anything, but we're still going to work on doing an online presentation. Microsoft did the same, Sony did the same. They're all going to work on having their own online presentations, and if they can put it in the same week that E3 was, then nothing really changes except the loss of the E3 brand.
I mean, I'll just say this and we can move on. It just, seeing something that's been there for so long and failing to evolve and seeing it go away and seeing what's happening to it, it just hurts because
Blockbuster.
Yeah, they were the thing that everybody inspired to be. That was the event that you always wanted to go to. And it's like you're a shadow of your former self, and everybody's like, "We don't care anymore. Goodbye."
Yeah,
it hurts.
Basically.
I mean, we all grew up wanting to look at E3 every year. E3, hey, new PlayStation. E3, new Xbox. Hey, new games. And now it's like
it's now a relic of the history past.
Again, like we did last time, you got PAX, you got Gamescom, you got Tokyo Game Show, you got the Tapelli Game Show, you've got the Game Awards show,
all sorts of stuff.
You've got the Nintendo Direct, the PlayStation, State of PlayStation, State of Play. You've got the Insider Xbox. EA does their own thing. Devolver Digital does their own thing. I mean, with the rise of digital media and streaming events, these big events that fail to evolve, E3 will slowly go away. PAX constantly keeps going up. Gamescom keeps going. Gamescom is amazing because they give you press 2 days. 2 days to do whatever.
Yeah.
I'm done talking about E3. You guys have made me depressed.
I don't know. It seems like you made yourself depressed. You just gotta let it go, man.
Yeah,
let it
pretty much.
Done. Like, I respect E3 as a tradition, but they have refused to modernize, take care of themselves, and just like I said, like Scott Snyder, it had to take an epic event from them to realize things are bad, and that's what you know is bad.
All right. Can we move on to the other disappointing news we've had?
Yeah, I was going to say we're going to get even more depressing, right?
Okay, wait. Which one's the other depressing news? Oh, wait, you want to talk about that one? Okay, so Reggie betrayed us all, and Reggie is now working with evil Gestapo at GameStop.
I mean, Reggie's my peoples. He's from Hippocrates. He's Haitian, so he's doing the best he can.
I mean, I think it's a great move. Honestly,
It is.
It's a great move because as much as people clown it, it goes to show that GameStop is serious about surviving. They're trying to evolve. I've seen some of their mock-ups of their eSport digital stores, and while I'm not impressed, it does say, hey, we're trying to do something versus we're going to keep doing the same thing, and eventually you guys will either love us or you'll just hate us.
Yeah.
So Reggie coming on board brings years of experience. He's honestly, a well-known name in the game industry. And he's respected. He's respected. He would. I don't think he would have signed on for this if he thought that it was going to be bad or not going to work out.
Yeah, the accusation is a payday is kind of stupid, and two, he's Reggie.
He's Reggie.
The man. Like I said, listen, a Haitian Caribbean man saved Nintendo, at least for Americans. So that's good. To me, that's a win.
He's the man of a million memes. Okay,
he's a man of a million memes, and I really and to me, with his experience of customer service and talking between customers and to corporate, he probably could save GameStop, at least in a public-facing space, because GameStop needs a lot of help of just earning the consumer's trust back.
I mean, look at it this way. When you think of Nintendo, you think of three people. You think of Miyamoto, Iwata, and Reggie.
I just think of Reggie. I don't think those other two guys. Those guys are bums.
But, I mean, you think of those three people.
No, I just Reggie. And him telling everyone the game's coming out on time, and I look at my 3DS. Oh, it's here! Oh God, thank you, Reggie. Base Reggie.
So for me, I think the big thing is it'll be interesting to see. Yeah. For me, I think the most interesting thing will be what his perspective is going to be. I mean, he's obviously going to bring some new ideas to the table, and obviously they've been trying some stuff with the whole like esports thing, like the gaming hangouts that they're turning their stores into. And like, I get it, you need to try something. Like, I think he's going to bring some perspective to a lot of the systems in place that GameStop already has, and see how they can effectively change those. Because you know how like a lot of the time, I mean, I can't say the last time I went into a GameStop, but the last time that I did, you get the typical like runaround with, hey, are you looking for something in particular? Are you trying to pre-order something? Okay, you're buying this. Would you also like to pre-order this? And are you interested in our?
I hear that a lot. I hear that a lot from people. I never experienced that. My GameStop is amazing. Those guys are awesome. I never get that.
Oh, here's the thing,
right, but that's probably like a personal thing, because like the people themselves that may not want to go along with the corporate rigmarole of saying, okay, I have to follow this bullet point and this bullet point, and like other people will literally just be like, I'm just trying to sell some games, here, have this game, like that's it.
You can tell the difference between a new employee who follows every dot point and an older employee who's just like, I just want to take your money and get you the hell out of my store.
Yeah.
Or even, and especially the ones that you get to know over time, and they know your buying habits, and they're like, don't even try to upsell him. He's not going to bother. He knows exactly what he wants.
Yeah, I think
I think with Reggie joining though, I think the only problem with this is he's joining the board of directors, which means he's not the solitary voice.
Right.
He shouldn't be.
No, but I think with his, like you said, he's got the experience. He's the guy who basically helped Nintendo really get back after some really bad decisions from Japan. The Japanese division screwing over Nintendo is something shocking, and Reggie going, "Hey, I'm going to find a way to fix this and spin it and make you love me." And then to go into a company like GameStop, which has one of the worst reputations of business, besides probably EA.
I will say EA has gotten. They've done some good things.
One or the other.
Yeah, I mean.
But like the fact that he's not one of the, he's not going to be like one of the voices. He is a voice. He could come up with some brilliant ideas that he knows will fix the business. And they'll turn around and go, no, we're not going to.
Veto.
We're going to vote this down. Sorry, Reggie. And then he can just become.
I can't trust him.
Then he just becomes another depressed member of the board, just taking a paycheck from GameStop.
Well, that's the thing.
That's the pessimism. I heard that. Yeah,
that's the thing. When I mentioned in the beginning, I don't think he would come there and just let them do that. If there had to be some kind of conversation, Reggie's like, look, you're either going to listen to what I have to say, or there's no point in me being here in the first place. And it is Reggie. He's not going to just say, you know what, this is dumb. I'm out. He's going to say, no, this is not going to work. I ran Nintendo of America. I turned this around. You should listen to me because you are not doing good.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, because his voice carries a lot of weight. Obviously, because of all of his pedigree, like people are going to see that, and
he'll probably yelling in Creole when mother yells at me. She'd be like, "Oh, but about you, just yelling at him."
Yeah, but
all seriousness, it's like, come on, dude. I mean, hire the guy not to do his job.
Yeah.
Plus,
I think my main point was
add him to the GameStop commercials now.
Yeah, that's true. He'll certainly help on the marketing standpoint. I think my point was that
I'm quite sure that they're doing a new round of GameStop TV videos now to be played in every store across the nation
with Reggie
24/7 with Reggie on every freaking commercial.
I mean, I wouldn't complain, honestly. I think that would
get people
fun
in the store.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Rob. What were you going to say?
Honestly, I just wanted to just make my point clear that it's not necessarily like the people themselves that I think he's going to help improve, but I think like him trying to literally, see if he can influence, the corporate design choices that have been put into it. Like, the whole thing with like, there was like a story a while back about like the quota essentially with GameStop employees in GameStop stores where they had to reach in terms of upselling old games, used games, all that kind of stuff. And I think he's going to find a way at least try to contribute to kind of ending the stigma of getting, like losing money if you go to GameStop, whether you're trying to buy something or sell something to them, whether if it does make any difference in terms of selling used games or not. I mean, I'm not trying to specifically focus on that, but I think he's going to at least be able to add to, making it a more positive experience when you walk into a GameStop rather than just having like these very strict policies of trying to make the most money out of someone. Try to focus it more on something that they're already doing now with trying to make these like gaming community hangouts rather than it just being a store, like a consumerist place, and I think he's going to at least help in that aspect and try to terms what the corporate structure is for that and what they need to be doing moving forward.
Hi, welcome to GameStop. How can I rip you off today?
And you know what? If they don't listen, he'll probably bounce. He'll be like, you know what? I tried you. Listen, whatever.
And that happens, that'd be more embarrassing for GameStop. Think about it.
Oh yeah.
You let the guy who essentially saved Nintendo's face in America walk out of your company. That is the biggest blow to your marketing and public face I could ever see.
And then we can see them go downhill even faster. So
if
the ball is in their court.
To the corporate. That happens. Power to corporate.
All right. So if you guys have not been paying attention, some PlayStation fanboys were pretty upset this past week because there was a rumor that Horizon Zero Dawn was coming to the PC, and everybody's like, "It's not happening! It's not happening! It's not happening! I'll eat my hat! It's not happening! It's happening!
It's happening!"
There was so many people on Twitter like, "Oh, where's that dude that said it was never going to happen?" Somebody made a bet they were going to buy them a copy of Final Fantasy VII Remake if it happened, and they lived up to their word. So it's totally happened, and I'm glad to see it is happening. I don't understand why these PlayStation fanboys are getting so upset. Horizon Zero Dawn's been on a PlayStation 4 since 2017. It sold over 10 million copies, and you know what? Nobody's playing it anymore. Nobody's buying it anymore.
It's literally that whole thing of, hey, we had something exclusive to us. Now all of a sudden that exclusivity has been taken away. It's the we're not special anymore syndrome.
Yeah, it's dumb.
And it's happened to I think when everybody goes off on like Sony fanboys about it, because the Microsoft guys are just as bad.
Yeah, they are. And when I call them out.
And then Halo going to originally going to console back in the day, going to PC after being on consoles. Oh my god, there was a stink about that. It's like,
it comes down to the end of the day, as I said before, people being loyal to a piece of plastic, it's dumb. The fact that there are games out there that people can play, great. I totally understand the whole exclusivity of this game being on a platform and it's selling on a platform. I totally understand that. I get it. But you got to think about this for a second. This is great because it gives life to a game that nobody's playing anymore, or not many people are playing anymore. They get more money out of it, so they can charge you $60 for a game that is brand new to the PC side. They get to provide you what could be the definitive version, better graphics, better frame rate, 4K support, not this checkerboard shit. And you could bring people from the PC side in. Hey, you got this great game that is 3 years old, but guess what? The sequel's coming on PlayStation 5. So if you want the sequel, you gotta buy a PlayStation 5. You know what? I might buy a PlayStation 5 to play this game. Wow.
Well, that's it, you know. And to be honest, it's like I was all wow and everything when I saw like just tech demos of Horizon Zero Dawn on the PS4 Pro on a 4K TV, and I'm watching that going, wow. I'm like, yeah, well, with the graphical power that the PC can put out, man, that's gonna make that stuff. That's gonna make the PS4 Pro look like a friggin' Super Nintendo
if it's optimized properly. Leave that in there.
Who's doing the port? Do we know?
No, I would imagine Guerrilla's handling themselves. They have not said anything.
Yeah, if it's Sony internally or Guerrilla themselves, then they will optimize that to.
Well, think about this for a second, because Death Stranding is also coming out for the PC, and I think Kojima Productions is working on that one. And oh god, you sighed. Why?
Kojima, that's what he saw.
Okay.
Good. It's just like Death Stranding's coming out on PC. Yeah.
Okay. We won't talk about that. We'll talk about the game engine, because Horizon Zero Dawn is. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Horizon Zero Dawn and Death Stranding use the same game engine. The
Decima engine.
Yeah. So I would imagine they have some experience on this engine, so they're probably talking to each other, because both the games are coming out surprisingly within the same time frame. Go figure. Horizon Zero Dawn is this summer, and Death Stranding is this summer on the same game engine. This is gonna be interesting. I'm looking forward to it, and as a PC gamer, that I do play consoles, but PC gaming is my main thing here.
You're a PC whore. We know it.
I am a PC whore. I am not afraid to admit that. I will sell blood to get PC shit.
Oh, that sounds.
You notice I said PC whore, not PC master race, because he doesn't.
That's going. I don't co-sign that. That's
no.
That's
no. You're a whore. You're a whore for the PC.
I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid.
You know the latest.
Give it to me. 4K. Oh yeah, 60 frames per second. I'm
4K.
Beautiful.
I need that 4K. What are you talking? I need that 8K. 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 120 frames per second. Give it to me. I'll gladly take it. I'll gladly take it. Trust me. In any way you can think of it, I'll take it, please. But seriously, it's just you're getting more games out to people to enjoy. I don't understand it. I never want to see Super Mario Brothers on anything other than a Nintendo system. I don't want to see. Actually, I can't even say about Microsoft and Sony, because they don't have any mascots.
Nope. They have games that define them, but not a mascot.
Yeah, I mean,
they have Halo, but it's coming to PC.
But Halo's not their mascot. He's not a mascot.
The day of the mascot is long dead, man. That died.
Tell that to Nintendo. Tell that to Nintendo.
Yeah.
Well, I think if you can even count, like, PlayStation still has its mascots, even though they've far and gone away. I mean, you could still count Nathan Drake as a PlayStation mascot. Like, this isn't part of our initial argument, but like, so, the mascot idea is still there. And I mean, I think porting them over to PC and stuff is not going to diminish the brand itself in any way. It's only going to bring more people there, especially if it's like, okay, you can start here on your primary platform. It's an entry into a console that you may have never considered owning before, especially if you like the game a lot. It's probably going to happen with Horizon, assuming they come out with the sequel that's rumored. So, I mean,
the voice actor that's working on the game said it's coming, and I sincerely doubt it's not coming. It's totally coming.
Yeah, I mean, it was like bonkers successful. So
yeah, and there's definitely nothing wrong with PC ports. Well, unless you're doing absolutely shithouse shit on your.
Yeah.
As long as they're done, as long as your ports are done well and they are optimized for PC, you create things that are so much better than what could be done on consoles. Hell, I look at things like
I
the
look at things that
WWE,
pull.
the WWE games that like get modified, the mods and stuff like that. Could you imagine some of the ideas people will have for Horizon Zero Dawn when they can find a way to mod that shit?
I know that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
Except for those new mods, I don't want to see those. Those are coming.
You don't. Well, they'll happen regardless.
They'll happen regardless.
But who knows? Somebody could mod Death Stranding to be an actual decent game.
Ha!
Wow, the hate is real. Holy
they just changed the monster to a Red Bull can.
But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, guys, this is good news for both Sony. This is good news for people on PC. Good news for people who played it on the PlayStation 4 and were like, maybe got put off and said, this game doesn't run well. I don't want to play it. It breathes new life into an older game. It's going to make Sony more money. It's going to bring in people to the PlayStation ecosystem or platform audience. I don't see a negative here. It's win-win. I don't see why people are getting mad about this. It's silly. This is perfect.
Yeah.
Open that doorway. Get those ports out there. Let's start working to that cross-play future, shall we?
Yeah, that's what I want.
Yes, please. We only got time for 2 more topics. We're going a little long here, which is fine. We're doing Karl's bonus round, so we're still doing it. So that's not going away. So you know what, Matt? You said you had something you wanted to talk about, so I will let you go.
All right. So if you guys have not been playing Hades podcast, we are now Hades mode.
Oh shit, we did now.
Yeah, we did it. So basically, the update came out sometime this week. We have a new weapon, the Fist, awesome. Some changes to the gods. We got Nyx's has official art now, no longer robe, great. You guys did not congratulate me. I almost got a world record, 28 minutes.
Yeah!
Woo! Yeah, we're in there.
Oh, wait, is that
cool.
a speed run?
I don't understand. So we're just gonna clap.
That speed run stuff.
Yeah, speedrun stuff. Yeah, crack stuff. Yeah, I got it. So, the game is. I think it's. I feel this update is fantastic. I played a couple times. I locked more scenes. There's some new idle animations. You actually see Hypno sleeping. This actually improves the game a lot more. The only thing I wish is that those story content's in. I haven't seen it yet. I may have to play some more, but I don't unlocked no new story content yet.
It still is early access, still, right? It's still
still early access. Yeah,
still, it'll be a while.
And let me just let's go this quick. Another FGC player was banned. His name is Oofmatic. He plays Soul Calibur 6. He's known for
Oofmatic.
Yeah, Oofmatic. Yeah, he's from the Midwest. He's from the Midwest.
He's the cousin of Yeet.
He's like Yeet. Yeah. Yeah. He is a horrible human being. He believes in a flat Earth. He is
Those
psychotic.
people still exist?
Yep. He's he believes in psycho-conservative stuff, not the good stuff, and he said hateful things about LGBT people, and he got banned from various tournaments in FGC.
Oh, so is that dude that Hadou was like, all right, you're not allowed to come there anymore?
Yeah, Rick. Yeah, he's banned. Yeah, that's
that.
Yeah, that's him.
Idiot.
So that's news. We did.
Everybody clowned on him. Yeah, everybody.
That's 2 people we got banned recently. That's Dying and now Oofmatic, because we're doing good. FGC keep banning people. We're doing the best. And I guess the bad news is that good news. Borderlands 3. Regardless if you whatever you buy. Hey, but wait, there's one good news. There's one good news. Bonus round. Yeah, one good news I can say about it. They promised to add more difficulty to the end game content. Oh, and Michael Chu left Blizzard, so that's a bad thing because Michael Chu, the writer, he's a creative writer for Blizzard for years. Warcraft, Warcraft, Overwatch, StarCraft. He wrote a lot. World of Warcraft. He wrote a lot of content for these guys, writing story and lore. He's gone. That's a huge blow because when you play the latest version, the archives of Overwatch, there's no new story.
Hey, that's 2 companies that lost their big writers. Rockstar and now Blizzard.
Yep.
Good job. Wonder what he'll end up at next.
We don't know. He hasn't announced anything yet, but he's been at Blizzard for 20 years, so that's the way to describe it.
You that gentleman that left Microsoft to go to Blizzard's probably going, this probably was not a good move.
he probably opened the door and just watched the dumpster fire and went, okay, close. Turn around.
Yeah, turn around. It's like, What can I make some stories? And now we will hand it to Karl.
Whoa! I need to get that timestamp. Give me a second. Where are we
Karl,
at? We're
let
at
us be angry about
109-14.
Thank you. All right, Karl. You need to have an angry hat on your head or something. You totally do not have
Yeah,
one.
I really need to find something to differentiate that.
You can
type
update
of
the
thing.
green screen.
You can put flames in the background. You're in hell.
In the background, yeah.
Put a green screen on Vince McMahon. No chance.
Look, to be honest, it's a small thing, but Jesus Christ, it annoyed me when I found out about it. Borderlands 3. I'm a huge Borderlands fan. Even though I had trouble getting it to work initially with the Nvidia card, yet I put in my older AMD card and it works no problems. So whatever the hell they decide to do there, that's on them. But the fact that I found out the other day, they finally decided to put it out on Steam. And not only that, it's friggin' cheaper than it was on the goddamn Epic Game Store.
Yep.
I hate having to have something on the Epic Game Store when I didn't know it was coming. I didn't hear anything about it being ported to Steam at a later date,
Yes,
or else I would have waited.
They did say it was coming last year.
They probably said
6 months ago.
It's like I must have missed the announcement. I must have missed the memo or something like that. But it's like, and I know for a fact the guys over at 2K, at least here in Australia, won't talk to me anymore for some reason.
What did you do?
Probably because I've bagged the living shit out of their games for the last 12 months. But like to find out that it's finally on Steam, it's cheaper, and I can't get a refund, even though I probably only played Borderlands 3 for like 5 minutes total.
You didn't lose much time, right? You just go right back into it.
That's the thing. You can't get a refund through the Epic Game Store.
Oh, drop my chocolate.
At all. It's like once you bought it, that's it.
Yeah.
Unless the game is unfit for purpose, which comes under Australian consumer law. But unfortunately, I can't do that now that I actually got the game up and running. So it's like now I'm going, crap, well, I'm stuck on this platform. I don't want it. And I'm wondering whether I should actually buy it again on Steam, just because, well, that's where the rest of my Borderlands games are. That's where my saves are. That's where I've been playing it for the last many years. Or do I just bite the bullet and go, well, let's try and see if the Epic Game Store servers are actually going to be...
Karl, as your editor-in-chief, I will buy you a copy of Borderlands 3 for Steam. How is that?
Wow. Good guy.
I'd rather you buy me something else that's going to be decent.
Wow, you just heard me playing about it. Now you're saying you don't want it. Got it.
We did it. The angry corner's done. We did it, boys. Woo! Ring it round.
No, believe me, there's plenty of other stuff coming up, which if you're willing to buy a copy of, I'd rather take that than having to buy Borderlands 3 for the third time.
Hey, guys, this is why you need to watch our podcast so we can make ad revenue so we can buy stuff for our peoples.
Buy stuff for our people.
Hit that subscribe button.
Or attempt to buy stuff for the poor Australian who lost his job.
A lot of us will be joining you with this coronavirus.
Yeah, pretty much. How many are you working from home already?
Let's see. Most of the companies are working from home. My company was like, work from home. No, you can't work from home. The manager was like, you know what? This is dumb. You all work from home. And then they were like, hey, Keith, you work from home already. You come in. I'm like, yeah, fuck you.
I'm not dying for you.
You come in so you can be infected and we'll send you through.
Yeah. Man.
I mean, my company is technically giving me the choice. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Wow, there should be no choice. Work from home.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I would have been screwed. I was working in a call center and you can't remote do that. At least with the company that I was working.
I work in a call center, so
they just need They just need to set up a VPN, and you're good. I mean,
unfortunately, that's too much effort for them to do. But I appreciate the offer, Keith, of buying Borderlands 3 on Steam for me. But I think it's probably best just bite the bullet. I've got it on.
You are in the Ball Club. You are part of Ball Club.
Yeah. There you go.
I will go with the Epic Game Store version. If I don't like that, hey, I still have my where is it? I have my PS4 copy if I really want to get desperate.
Well, PS4 is the best version, in my opinion.
What?
Well, considering the game's capped anyway, yeah, totally agree with you on that one. But yeah, I just find it stupid. Like these exclusivity deals, I hate exclusivity.
Yeah, I
deals
hate
for
that.
timed release.
And the worst part is when indie developers do it. It's like, bro, you do know how hard it is for us to get your games or find who you are. You decide to sign a deal with these certain what are you doing, Wagwan? Chill.
And to be honest, I reckon there's a lot of people out there who are just like me and gone, it's out on Steam. Well, why wasn't I informed of that when you made the announcement on this earlier? And they probably announced it in like one press release 6 months ago that nobody friggin' saw.
It's like, did you get the memo that I sent you?
Yeah, did you get that thing that I sent you?
Yeah.
But it's one of those things. Like, but at the same time, it's like if I go over the Steam, can I guarantee that there's going to be the multiplayer games? Because now everybody has dedicated their time into the Epic Game Store version. Is the Steam community going to be worth making that switch?
I think it will be, because that's why they're adding the crossplay into it. It definitely will be.
As well, the lower price point.
Yeah, crossplay.
Then there's no point really switching over to it other than a bigger friends list that I have available on Steam than I have on Epic Game Store. But yeah. So yeah, that was like my little annoyance for the week was like seeing that, and I'm also still sitting here going, WWE 2K20, they finally releasing the final DLC, which means this will be the final patch that they're going to put out. So I hope they fix that goddamn game because I actually want to play it. I haven't done it. I haven't played it yet. Been sitting on it for the last 6 months.
You need to stop sitting on it and just get on it.
Yeah, when he's trying to play the most complete version of the game.
When a game is that broken that it has been like people have been saying you could pay me and I still wouldn't play the damn thing.
That's bad.
Like this is worse. I reckon we found a contender for worse than Fallout 76.
I thought that was Anthem.
Anthem's up there.
That too. Yeah, it's all the way there. But then it's like, it's one of those things of like, we're just waiting. I was waiting until everything was released anyway before I gave it a go. And now that they finally got the Empire of Tomorrow pack coming out with patch 1.08. Hopefully that'll be they've finally got all the fixes fixed. Otherwise, oh boy, am I going to be posting photos, posting videos on the Outerhaven eventually going, this is...
Yeah.
And I really don't like bagging the game. I really don't. And I really don't like bagging 2K as a company because I love their games, but man, are they making a lot of bad decisions lately, and man, are they putting out some trash.
Yeah,
you love their trash games, though, right?
And then we heard the other day that they've got the NFL license as well.
Yep.
Well,
for the first time in nearly 10 years.
Yes and no. They don't really have the license.
Well, they have a license.
Yeah, it's very weirdly worded. They can make games based in the NFL. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but they don't have rights to make it a NFL simulation game. So
pretty much they could just make an NFL street hoop style.
Yeah, we won't see Madden style stuff anymore. So we still won't get the NFL 2K.
Wait. That means I might get a Blitz style game again for the NFL. Yes,
something like that. Yes,
yeah,
something arcadey with big hits. And
here it is. EA Sports is the exclusive publisher of NFL simulation games, and our partnership with NFL and NFLPA remains unchanged. Our agreements have always allowed for non-exclusive development of non-simulation games on various platforms. So we won't get a 2K football game or NFL 2K, but we can get, like you said, an NFL Street-like game or a Blitz game. So,
hey, if they're willing to do that,
I'll
give it a go.
With fictitious football players.
Yep.
I guess it's better than nothing. It's kind of funny how they say we always allow for it, but yet 2K, it's like, oh, really?
That's a lot. Yeah.
Do that.
So, whatever.
No chance.
But yeah, we sort of really before we wrap it up, we usually start things with what we've been playing this week. Has anyone got plans on what they're playing for the next week?
I'm already doing it right now.
Wait, what? Did you just say that?
Yeah, I'm already doing it right now.
No,
I got my plans next
I'm
week.
talking to Karl. What did you just say?
What are you plans we're going to play next week?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you,
What is-
do you-
What
have
is-
you- have
what
you-
is- no.
Have you got stuff that you're looking at it in advance, or are we going to?
What is next week? What is next week?
What is next week?
Animal Crossing.
And freaking Doom Eternal. Come on.
Yeah.
Doom guy.
Believe it or not, I'm not touching Doom Eternal.
Why?
Not on launch anyway. Not on launch anyway. I'm gonna wait for the price drop. I'm gonna wait for the
That's
price
fair.
drop. Or if the you want to switch out the Borderlands 3 offer for Doom Eternal, then we'll talk.
And also Half-Life Alyx comes out the week after, so I'm busy.
At
Yeah.
the moment, I'm waiting on with Doom Eternal. I'm waiting for a price drop. I was so tempted to pick up the Yakuza collection, like the 345 collection, because I've got Kiwami 1, 2, and Yakuza
0.
6. So yeah, I've got all of those sitting on the PlayStation. So it's like I want to get the rest of that middle part of the series, but I'm not paying $100 for it. I can wait for a price drop.
Holy shit, $100. Good Lord, man.
That's
That's a lot of money, yeah.
That's standard pricing here in Australia. Games come out at $100 minimum. Sometimes you might get lucky with things like what was that compilation thing? The Bayonetta and
Vanquish, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Vanquish.
You know, I was never a big fan of Vanquish. I know people are probably going to say blasphemy,
yeah.
but I never was.
Vanquish.
But those type of compilations come out around about $60-$70 here. And then, if you want your collector's editions, obviously it's usually about $120 to $150 for your deluxe, and then you have your big, expensive collector's editions, which are you might as well get a home loan. So yeah, our pricing here is absolutely ridiculous, which is why since I'm now jobless, I now have to sort of pick and choose carefully what I pick up at this time.
But yeah, Doom is next week. I actually thought about this not going to work or not working that Friday. I just want to stay home and play Doom all day. Yes. I was hoping we get a review copy from Bethesda. They said they were going to, and then they didn't. So
yeah, they don't really do that unless you're an influencer.
No, they've been giving it out to a bunch of people. Just, I guess,
not us.
They don't like us. I don't know. Whatever.
But
we don't stream enough. That's it. I don't know. Whatever.
But that's it. I've got stuff to play. Luckily the guys over at Namco Bandai Namco.
You drive me crazy when you say that.
I know. I do it backwards.
Namco Bandai. What?
Bandai Namco. There you go.
Blamco.
Blamco. Yeah, they have been nice enough to send me a copy of
Ridge Racer.
the My Hero Academia 2.
Oh, you want to play that?
They sent it to me, so I might as well play it. They sent me the One Punch Man
one where
you don't actually play as One Punch Man.
I heard that game was not good.
I'll find out when I go and play it. EA sent me a copy of the Sims Tiny Living expansion.
Okay, we don't want to talk to you anymore. It's Sims.
So
we don't want to talk anymore. We don't know who you are.
Hey, I like the Sims passively.
Look, the fiance and I, we love that the tiny living renovation shows. So to maybe do that in a game. So that's
fine.
I
actually like those videos on YouTube. I like.
I watch
I
Living
love
Big in a Tiny Home all the time. I love Bryce.
Yeah, I love watching.
I have a secret to tell you. I love watching Property Brothers. I love it. I
can't watch those shows. They make me upset.
I love the house renovation one where they flip the
flip it or sell it. I love it.
The flip it or sell it and stuff like that.
The dude with the British accent always getting pissed at the other chick. I love that show.
And yeah, so seeing something like that in The Sims where I can actually do see if I can build a sustainable tiny living home, I'm actually all for it.
You know what? Here we go.
I'm gonna record it. It is gonna be on the Outerhaven YouTube channel.
It's gonna be fabulous. You're gonna love it.
It's gonna be fabulous.
You know what we need? We need a game. We need a show like Property Brothers or something in that vein to have gaming rooms set up or media rooms set up because nobody does that, and those would be awesome except for YouTubers. I want to see somebody. Actually, you know what? I would love to see that.
Does that just turn into I'd be worried if that turns into just like a how to make a man cave show, basically. And everybody would just be like, turning into like, okay, well, the games are saturated, nobody's watching. Let's make movie theaters in this dude's basement, and then it just goes into like this whole other show.
Well, that's what I mean. I want it to be professional. I want a professional vibe. I want actual companies, gaming companies, and like Samsung and LG and these companies get involved. I don't want to see somebody, oh, this is my gaming room in my basement. No, I want to see it in a professional aspect or professional environment. I want something like that.
And those people are passionate when they do it too. Like I've seen a video where I saw one where a dude had like 5 screens hooked up to 5 separate friggin' Xboxes, all wired into a friggin' a LAN system, and like it was amazing. It's like
you know what? Oh my god,
people are insane with this stuff. Like gaming collections.
I want to. I'm
looking for something. Collectibles.
I'm looking for something here. You're gonna love this.
Uh-oh.
No, King Gofferline, streamer that was on Twitch and went to Mixer. Yeah. He recently redid his entire gaming area. Holy shit, it is amazing. It is amazing. It looks like I can't even explain how it looks. You actually have to see it. You literally have to see it. It looks amazing. Guys, check out his channel on Mixer. I'll put a description in the channel. Just go back and look at his past videos. Just look at any of his videos. You'll see him in the background. That's his gaming room.
So anybody got anything that they can sort of speak about and say that they're playing that they want to sort of hype up for next week?
I'm waiting 2 weeks from now to play Bleeding Edge. That's it.
There was the beta this weekend. Did you miss it?
This weekend?
Yeah.
This weekend. Oh boy, let me double check. Because I got the. Let me check.
Did you play it already? If you played already, you're still in the beta. If you didn't,
I never played it. I just pre-purchased it. The beta says February. Let me see if there's a March beta.
Yeah, there's an open beta, or no, I think it's closed.
Yeah, that was February.
No, there's one going on right now.
Oof. All right. Well, I wish the best of luck. I'll probably try to get in that. But I already pre-purchased the game. I should probably get into beta. Oh well.
I mean, I do have something I can hype up, even though I can't really say what it is, though. But I am going to be talking about a specific RPG.
You will meet with mass destruction.
Correct.
Yeah. Don't you go breaking no
NDAs. You guys might be surprised when I talk about it next week. No, that is something I do want to talk about a lot because I'll be talking about it as in depth as I can anyway. And I mean, it's a preview, so it's a game that's coming out later on this month. Actually, literally at the end of the month. So,
tune in next week. Same about time.
I'll be talking about it.
I don't have anything games I'm reviewing. So yeah, but I am thinking about going back and playing the Division 2. That update everybody says is really good.
Yeah, because this is a great time to be playing a game with the Division, where the world's been wiped out by a biological contagion.
There's just so many games.
Hey, he needs practice for real life. Okay, you got to get ready.
Hey, I've been studying the Resident Evil movies. I'm preparing for the apocalypse. It's all good.
But those movies were bad.
True.
Well, okay, you got to worry about because the apocalypse is going to have plenty of laser field security systems that will cut you in half if you go down the wrong hallway. So you got to be very careful.
You got to protect that toilet paper, man. You got to protect that toilet paper.
All right, stream. So I put the video in the comments. So check that out, guys. Check that out as well. That's the stream where he shows off the new room, and then you look at it and you go, "Wait, come on, Mixer. Why can't you fix your shit?" I'm trying to link it to the actual one, and it's giving me the wrong one.
Okay. So, anyone else? Matt, any last second thoughts? Games? What are we expecting from you, or have you frozen now?
Doom.
I think he's actually frozen.
Yeah, he does actually look like he's frozen.
Well, no talking from that. So he's like.
He is checked out digitally. So,
all right. Well, I guess we'll hear it when he comes back. So we'll end it from there. I think we're almost at hour 28 minutes. Almost. Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, he did. It's over. The show's over.
Somebody made him mad. All right, but thank you for watching this week of Spectator Mode Podcast. As always, you can hit the subscription button to help us grow, and hit the notification button to know when our next video goes online. If you already subscribed, check us out on audioboom.com, spotify.com, iTunes. Leave us a rating on iTunes, Google Podcasts, and wherever else gaming podcasts are. We really love your help to help this channel grow. We're very passionate. We love this stuff. I know everybody says the same shit, but we really do.
Yeah.
You know, we love doing this.
We actually mean it. Like,
You know-
believe me, I get up before midday on a Sunday for this when I could be sleeping in. But no, I'm here to help entertain the peoples and inform the masses.
And like we said before, we're definitely looking forward to more or any developers or game developers or anybody in the game industry that want to stop on a podcast and talk to us. We do have some guests lined up for a couple of shows, but we would love to have more. So, hey, we would love to have you here on Spectator Mode Podcast. Matt hasn't come back yet, so I guess he's going. So, from Keith, Mace, and Rob, because they don't want to jump in there, we will talk.
All right.
We're doing it again. Okay, so from Keith,
from Rob,
from Karl,
we'll talk to you later, and also from Matt, who's not here. We don't know what happened.
Yeah.
So, thanks for watching, guys. Take care.